This is the story of my design thinking project. My name is Luke Amundsen. I teach students in grades K through 5 who are behind in math and reading. Many students are not making progress. They are falling further behind from their peers. My job as their teacher is to help them accelerate back to grade level. I teach them between 15 to 30 minutes a day, on top of instruction from their classroom teacher. With a difference in student progress from previous years, referring them to special education may not be the best option. They use the same curriculum that I use. For this reason, I've focused my design challenge on how might we rethink interventions to accelerate students back to grade level. I gathered information from students, teachers, parents, and community members about their experiences with learning, what our school currently does to support learning, and what we could do better to help our students learn. Students, staff, and parents were surveyed. They were asked, how do we learn? What affects our learning? How do we do as a school to support student learning? And what could we do better to help our students learn? Observations with small and whole group instruction were also taken to document what it looks like when students are engaged. Based on the qualitative data I collected, the following results summarize the experiences and systems that help students in my school learn. Teacher and student relationships matter. To engage students, we need to breathe life into the lessons that we teach. How the content is delivered matters. Students aren't learning if they are not thinking about what they are trying to learn. Knowing how students learn and using their learning styles as much as possible is a must. Less students in a class or group gives them more attention from the teacher. Technology can enhance and enrich student interest in content to be learned. It is important to teach to the needs of the student with differentiated instruction. Assessment data shows us what students know and don't know. This data helps guide what we teach students next. After learning about the experiences and systems that help students learn, I dove into academic research to see what experts have to say about what helps us learn. Knowledge we need to support learning is the first concept I found. Student learning is increased with the following themes: when they know how to regulate their emotions, when they have prior knowledge on the topics being learned, when knowledge is applied to real-life context. Students master literacy skills after knowing facts, such as learning letter names first, then letter sounds. Lastly, the knowledge students have comes from their long-term memory. What students think about and the skills they practice is what they will remember. Environments that support learning is the second concept I found. Student learning is increased with the following environmental themes: a positive school environment which everyone feels respected. Group and team-like structures increase engagement. Lower class sizes help teachers spend more time with students. Reducing disruptions increases engagement. Finally, making interventions the most important time of the day to make sure it is built into routines and is consistent. Mindsets that support learning is the third concept I found. Student learning is increased with the following mindset themes. Self-efficacy is the belief someone has about their ability to succeed. We need to support students that their ability to succeed is not fixed. We can grow and change. The willingness to put forth effort. The amount of effort put into something is more rewarding. Stress and anxiety decreases student learning. Finally, students need a sense of belonging with their learning community. Feedback that supports learning is the fourth concept I found. Student learning is increased with the following feedback themes: encouraging students to take ownership of their own learning, constant communication between teacher and student to learn from mistakes and show evidence of learning. Lastly, feedback between teacher and student is important, but research is inconclusive whether what type of feedback is most beneficial: teacher feedback versus feedback from peers. The last concept that supports student learning is lesson plan reflection. The following themes support student learning. Data from student assessments, such as what they know and don't know, guides what we do next with our instruction. Lesson fidelity is teaching the curriculum the way it was designed 80% or more. Last, we need to focus on activities that are culturally relevant and connects to our students' lives. Insights from my academic and qualitative research helped me form design principles. These principles are something that I can't control within my school. Solution to my design challenge must include the following principles. Must value common norms and improve positive relationships within the learning community. Must have opportunities to activate student prior knowledge. Must have culturally relevant opportunities to learn by doing. Must include intentional practice for students to rehearse skill needing to be learned. Must have frequent feedback between teacher and student that discusses what is being learned. Must be based on student data and needs that drives instruction. A solution could include a notebook that helps students with their learning progress, such as the Progress Tracking Notebook with Stars and Steps. Each student will have a notebook to track progress with interventions all year. Teacher and student will refer back to the notebook to check progress. The purpose is to engage students with their own learning and be able to take ownership. Teachers also can use this to give feedback and guide instruction. Don't forget to share with parents. Stars and Steps are created to show what students know and what they still need to know. Stars indicate what the student has mastered. Multiple stars show how many times students need to prove that they can do the skill in order to master it. We already have Stars and Steps made for conceptual place value. Literacy Stars and Steps would include phonological awareness, phonemic awareness, phonics, high-frequency words, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension. The Progress Tracking Notebook solution creates common norms within learning environment, helps build positive relationships, visually activates students' prior knowledge, lays out learning goals for each student, giving them examples of the skills needed to master. It is based on consistent feedback between the teacher, student, and parents. And lastly, it meets the needs of the students based on what they don't know and shows them where to go next. I need your support. Join me with the implementation of the Progress Tracking Notebook. There is much to be done to help accelerate students back to grade level, such as creating Stars and Steps, printing, binding, and integrating with the students you already teach. Contact me to learn more about my design thinking project. Thank you for watching.